Hey, it's Pickleball IQ, and today we're going to explain everything about stacking.
Stacking is a way to keep you and your teammate on the same sides consistently. Alright, when stacking, the game's going to start off in traditional format. Notice that Heather's here on my right, so whenever the score is an even number, she's going to start here, and whenever the score is an even number, I'm going to start here on my side. Things start getting a little bit tricky whenever we have an odd number score. In traditional pickleball, Heather's going to start the game here as the even number, or 0, 0, 0. When she scores a point, normally, boom, we switch sides. You switch sides when you score a point. I would come here, so I'm going to be on this side when the score is odd, and Heather's going to be on that side when the score is odd. She's still serving, so I'm not going to be touching the ball right now. I have the option to stack. I'm going to stay on her left, and that's going to put me in a position to where I can take a lot of forehands. When she serves the ball, she's going to go back to her side over there, and I'm going to cover the court. Now, how far over you're going to cover, that's going to come down to some teamwork chemistry there. I typically take up to about right here. If I take the third shot from all the way over here, a lot of times that's going to put me out of position, and they might burn me over here. So go as far over to where you feel comfortable, to where you can take the third, but be ready for the fifth shot coming back. So when she serves the ball and she takes off to the right, I'm not necessarily the better player taking this ball right here. The reason I'm taking this ball is because it's just much more consistent and easier to hit a forehand from here than an awkward backhand from her angle. It also clears up a little bit of confusion. Whose ball is it? The more comfortable you get with this, she's going to know this is always my shot, and she's going to give me space to make the shot. So you serve one in the bottom of the net, something that I would never do. 1-0-2. Oops. So that's side out. Now it's time to receive. Where do we go? Our score is an odd number right now, and if you remember from earlier in the video, I told you that whenever I have an odd number, this is where I should be on the traditional format. Well, guess what? Even when you're stacking, you're supposed to be in this spot right here, since the number's odd. So whenever I receive the serve, we're going to have some options. Heather can either stay or switch. Since I'm the odd player, I have to receive the ball from this side right now because we have an odd score. You kind of think odd score, odd formation. I want to be back on that left side. So normally here, Heather has an option to call the switch. She's going to show you this on the camera right now, what the signal is. Typically, you don't want to show the other team what you're going to do, but we want to make it to where you guys can see it. So that she's showing you a switch right now. So whenever I receive the ball, I'm going to run over to my left side, and she's going to switch to the right side. And now this puts the more aggressive player to where he could take the forehands in the middle. Not all the time is it a good idea to switch. She could call a stay. This is the signal for stay, but obviously, once again, she would show me, not the other team. She shows me that stay. Instead of running to the switch, I go to my normal spot here, and we play the point out like normal.
So when we're stacking and we want to make calls to our partner, we either have a switch signal, which is here, or a stay signal here. And then whenever you're playing with your partner, you're going to face them and you're going to make the calls for switch or for stay. Some people also use the back of their hand and they call switch or stay.
The position that we're in right now, this is a full stack. She's not going to need to show me any kind of signals because right now I know that Heather's going to play the right side and I'm going to run over there to my left side.
So I'm positioned here on a full stack, so that way I'm right outside the kitchen. I can not be in Bryce's way, and then once he returns the ball, then I will run over and be ready.
Another reason that Heather's standing over there and not directly in front of me is because I like to return the serve deep to the right there because that gives me the most amount of time to get to my spot over there. Unwinding a full stack, the hardest thing to do is to receive the serve on an odd number and get all the way over here. So to give myself plenty of time, instead of returning it to where they're going to come at me down the line, I return it to the right side corner to where I have maximum distance here, because more distance equals more time. Another bonus tip besides returning to that corner over there, consider returning your serve a little bit loftier, make it kind of floaty. The longer it takes to bounce over there, because remember, they have to let the ball bounce. So if you return it slow and kind of high, you have more time to get over here. If you return it fast with a lot of topspin like in singles, you're really going to have to haul it over here in order to get positioned for the next shot.
Playing the right side consistently has allowed me to become very comfortable in knowing my role, setting up a ball for Bryce to put away. You will start off the game like normal, no stacking required. Now that we scored, it is still my serve, but instead of Bryce moving to the right side of the court, he is just going to push out farther to the left. Because the score is an odd number, I still have to serve from the left side of the court after I serve the ball. I'm going to slide back over to the right side, and Bryce will move back into position on the left. Because we lost that rally, the score is now 1-0-2, and now it is my turn to push farther out to the right, because Bryce must serve from the right side of the court. We lost that rally, so we must figure out our positioning. Because it's an odd number, Bryce must receive the serve from his wife Heather on the right side. But I'm going to call a switch to get Bryce and I back into our normal positions after he returns the serve.
Yeah.
0-1-1?
Yeah.
We lost that point, so the score is now 1-1-1. I must receive the serve on the left side, and Bryce is going to call a hold or a stay. So I'm just going to stay on the left side of the court. While on the other side, you can see Ryan pushed out wide and Heather serving from their left side of the court once Heather serves the ball. She will slide over to the right, and Ryan will get back into position on the left.
1-1-1?
The score is now 1-1-2. Bryce must receive the serve on the right side, and I'm going to call a switch, which means Bryce will move to the left and I will slide to the right. On the other side, since their score is odd, Ryan is serving from the right side, and Heather is pushed out farther to the right after Ryan serves the ball. Ryan will slide to the left, and Heather will move back into her normal position.
1-2.
The score is now 2-1-2, which means Ryan and Heather are now in their normal positions because their score is even. However, because Bryce and I's score is odd, I'm still receiving the ball on the left. Bryce is going to call a switch, which means after I return the ball, I'm going to run over to the right side, and Bryce is going to slide over to the left.
2-1-2.
Side out. The score is now 1-2-1. I'm going to push out farther to the right, and since Bryce is the first server, he will serve the ball from the right side of the court.
All right, 1-2-1.
Oh!
The score is now 2-2-1, since both sides have an even score. There is no stacking occurring. We won that rally, so the score is now 3-2-1, and Bryce is back to serving on the right with me pushed out. This is because we have an odd number score. The score is now 5-7-1 with Heather and Ryan serving. Both teams have an odd number, so both teams are in stacking positions. But this is an example of a full stack. I am off the court near the kitchen line. Bryce is receiving the ball on the right side, and after he returns the ball, he will run to the left, and I will slide back into the court on the right side. The score is now 5-7-2, and we are going to do the same thing now on opposite sides. I am receiving on the left side, and Bryce is pushed off the court by the kitchen line on the left. After I return the ball, I will run to the right side, and Bryce will slide back into the court on the left side. Sometimes stacking doesn't go according to plan. I'm going to call a switch here, but if my partner gets pulled wide on the serve, it's a good idea to call stay because it's very difficult for your partner to make it back across the court.
I got it. Oh, stay.
The same thing is going to happen to me here, where calling stay puts us in a better position to win the point. Okay. Stay.
So for more tips like this, so you can enhance your pickleball IQ, so you can
Play harder.
And smarter.
Hit that subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you get notified when we put up new videos. Hit the like button because it really helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and drop a comment if you like. All right, until next time, see ya.